Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily DVAR Halacha. And here's a brand new halacha for you, and it's for Wednesday, the 9th day of August, the 17th day of Av. Here we go. We're starting a new unit. It's going to sound really funny when you hear it. It comes from my favorite book lately, the Halachically Speaking, number 6. And it's a unit all about fish in Judaism. Yes, fish. So here we go, and there'll be laws that relate to fish. Here goes. First of all, this book collects all the interesting places where fish are mentioned throughout our religion. So I know it sounds funny. Number one, fish are protected from ayin hara, or the evil eye. Let me explain what that means. If you win the lottery and everyone's jealous of you, then there can be an ayin hara, an evil gaze, people being jealous of you, and it could cause bad things to happen to you. And so we always want to be protected from an evil eye. Fish being like always under the water, they're considered like away from the evil eye, and they are protected from it. Why am I telling that to you? Because Yaakov blessed his Yosef and his children that they should be like fish and that they should be protected from the evil eye. So that's one of the facets that we find in Judaism, that we will bless people and say you should grow like fish. And we eat the head of a fish, on Rosh Hashanah night. We know that it's a sign of like being protected, and we hope to be protected from evil eye. I know this is sounding unusual to you. Also, fish are a symbol of fertility, because their fish will be that one of the creatures out there on our planet, types of creatures on our planet that will have 300-400 children in one shot, at their births. And we believe fertility to be a great Jewish blessing. Also, we will bless people that you should multiply. V'yigul arov is some famous words out of our Torah. You should just increase like fish do. And so that's one symbol already in our religion that represents how fish are like a good symbol, and we want to be like them. Jews ate fish. Fish was a common food to Jews. We know when the Jews complained about the mun, believe it or not, and said they were tired of eating the manna, the mun that fell from heaven, they said, we remember the fish that we ate in Mitzrayim. And so we know that from early on in our days, fish was a main staple food of the Jewish people. Of course, you know the famous story about how Yonah was swallowed by a fish, a very big fish, maybe something like a whale or something like that or whatever. And that leads to the famous story that we read on Yom Kippur. And in Divrei Hayamim, one of the gates of Yerushalayim was referred to as the fish gate. Okay, so I know that all sounds crazy to you, but it is collected in this book how fish is a prominent topic in Judaism, and now to the halachic ramifications of fish in our life. Brachos, first of all, on fish. You know that some people don't like eating fish, and they like to eat it in the form of fish sticks. So the first question we're going to deal with halachically is, what bracha do you make on fish sticks? Okay, and as you might expect, the answer is it depends. If you're eating fish sticks that have thick coating on the outside of them, then the bracha will be mazonos. If it seems to be very thin, then the bracha will be shahakal on those fish sticks. What's called thick and what's called thin, that's not easy to answer. But you'll have to kind of use your judgment. When it's a thick coating, it's mazonos, because it's cake-like, that outer coating, that batter. And if it's very thin, then the bracha on the fish sticks is shahakal. If you're unsure, then you make a shahakal and a mazonos on each piece of it. And by the way, the simple thing to do is to just have some crackers with your meal, make a mazonos on them. Have a drink with your meal, make a shahakal on that, and then the mazonos and the shahakal of the fish sticks are kind of like covered. So seriously, that would be a solution if you're eating fish sticks and you're unsure of what bracha to make on them. Bread crumbs, are added to gefilte fish, so that would make the bracha on gefilte fish kind of interesting too. But mostly the breadcrumbs that are added to gefilte fish are there as a binder and not added for taste. And so typically the bracha that people make on gefilte fish is most often shehakol. Usually the binder that's in gefilte fish, that little bit of breadcrumb, does not usually add much of a taste. So the standard bracha that most rabbis say to make on gefilte fish is shehakol. So sorry for this unusual sounding unit that we're in, but we're going to discuss different laws that affect fish and brachos and proper way to handle it, etc., all coming up in the next few days. So bear with us here as we do this interesting unit. Always want to keep it interesting. Thanks for logging on. Log on again tomorrow for more. Bye-bye.